some oil on that hinge. So I've got a bit of work to do in the sauna today. Not much, just a bit of tidying up really. But I thought I might as well turn the camera on. Let you stare out the window for a bit, if I can make it stand up, possibly. Yeah, there you go. Let you stare out the window for a bit while I have a bit of a tidy up. And hopefully I can answer some questions. Hopefully. All depending on what the questions are. Lots of talk about Russia at the moment, obviously, with the current things flying out the sky. But yeah. Right, I'm just going to get some tools because I've got a bit of refinishing to do here in the sauna. I need to adjust these lights, these light covers, because they're not fitting very nicely. So I need to do both of those. I need to do something with this bench. Probably a bit of sanding and a bit of re-oiling. I need to have a damn good tidy up, because that's a mess. Under there as well. I fitted this the other day, which is kind of nice. So we can put some water and oil in the top, get hot. It's a nice smelly in the sauna then. So like I say, I'm going to grab some bits and pieces that I need. And then I'll flip you around and happily have a chat. But you can stare out the window at the moment, as you can see. Blue skies, sunshine. I think they've said it's about 16 or 18 degrees here today. Which, yeah, feels like it. It's lovely. Right. Let me know where you are. Let me sort out the stupid chat filter. There we go. Right. Let's get on. What a mess. Should we flip you around? There we go. Can't make it any smaller, so you'll have to put up with that. I'll get you in a better position. Ooh, misses. Let's have a look. Yeah. There we go. Is what it is. Right. First thing, I'm going to get rid of all the mess that the workmen have left behind. Like I say, I've just got a bit of work to do today, so I'm going to bring you along, ask some questions if you want. I'll see if I can answer them. But you'll have to put up with 30 seconds of hoovering, I'm afraid, so block your ears. One thing I've noticed in Russia is most workmen don't really have a concept of leaving a place how they found it. So part of that is, if you have some work done, you kind of need to expect to have to tidy up after them. And it's the same when with materials. So if you're having like a fence built or some work in the garden or, you know, brickwork or anything, what you'll find is they will leave all of the excess material. So like in the UK, they'll give you a price for a job, and any excess material like the copper pipes or the electrical cables or bricks or anything like that, they'll take away with it. Whereas here in Russia they won't, because the attitude is, well, they're yours, you paid for them. So they don't sort of siphon that off. But the other thing they don't do is take the rubbish, because the same thing, it's your rubbish. So that's something you might need to get used to. Obviously in the UK we're used to workmen clearing up after them generally and taking away everything. So they'll take all the leftover material, but they'll take the rubbish, they'll organise that. Whereas, yeah, here they won't, on a small scale. If it's a big project, then they'll drop some rubbish bags around and they'll get filled up by the workmen. But if it's just general stuff, they'll leave you with the bags of rubbish or the boxes of rubbish. So, but the sauna was done, but we've had to have the guys back because the light covers didn't light the heat, and they were only glued together. So once the temperature got up to 70 degrees, they fell apart. So they bought some new ones, and they've remade them with screws this time. Come around and fitted them, but I'm not happy with the fit. I'm just going to adjust them a bit to make them fit a bit nicer. And when that one actually fell apart, it fell down, so it damaged the top, which they've repaired, but the oil they've used is darker, so something else they'll probably do. But let me get this thing turned off, because nobody wants to be listening to a hoover, so I'm really sorry about that. Need to think what else I'm doing. Right, those light covers have got to come off. So, as you can see, we've got a light fitting, and then these are just covers. And this is Himalayan salt. And apparently, it's the same stuff that you put on your food. So, yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I had to. You know, trust nobody, question everything. So, yeah, salt. Yes, I did just do that. Right. Hey sir, what are you doing? Nawab's Hyderabad. I am doing a couple of bits in the sauna and answering any questions that people may have about life here in southern Russia, right here, right now, on a beautiful day today. Lovely outside. I'll show you that in a minute. Obviously Russia's in the news a lot at the minute. Everybody's running around like headless chicken. So, yeah, if you've got any questions, fire away. Choice of words at the moment. Don't know. Cleaning, yeah, I've done the cleaning. Bill, morning. Nice to see you. Looking like it is a lovely day, isn't it? I know I'm going to be in here for a bit, and then I've got a Russian lesson this afternoon. And then this evening I'm going to have ham, egg and chips, because I fancy being a bit British tonight. So I'm going to have some nice ham, egg and chips, and then we're going to turn into Russians, and we're going to come out here in the sauna. And I'm going to sit out here, cook myself and drink beer. It's pretty much how the night's going to go. Sounds good. It's Tuesday, innit? Okay. Interesting. grills. Tuesday. No, I think it's Friday. But hey, if you're happy with Tuesday, mate, rock on. Right. So that needs to be going in that direction, and that one needs to as well. So in the absence of a file, I'm going to use a drill. Right, be right back. I should really take these in the garage and do these, but glasses on so I can see. Hello, what do you think about using new weapon by Russia and Putin's speech? Thank you. Ozone Rock. Yeah, what do I think about it? I think that the Russian government will make a decision based on the information they have. I think that the West is down a dark path based on current US administration. I think the decisions that are being made are just absolutely reckless with human lives. But I understand the reason they're doing it. They're doing it because they think Russia is bluffing. And that's because they do not understand this country or these people. So they just think, oh, it's a bluff, it's a bluff. So I think I'll say, let's start with what has come true. So bearing in mind all the propaganda over the last 3 years, everything you've been told, Russia's running out of missiles, Russia is having to take microchips out of washing machines, Russia is fighting with shovels. You've heard all of this crap, haven't you? What part of any of that, and hundreds more stories, has been accurate or true? I'm going with zero. None. And certainly living here, it's, should I say laughable in the current situation? Nah, yeah, it's laughable what I hear and what I see coming out of Western media. That there is no understanding of this country and these people. None. Literally none. The West seems to be governed by megalomaniacs, egotistical fools that have no understanding of who they're dealing with based on any kind of knowledge or even research. It just seems to be they invent a narrative and then believe it. And that seems to be true right across the board. So Russia's response, I think, is extremely measured, very calculated. But it shows intent. It shows that, I think, you know, if you've got a brain, you will understand that that's a message that's serious. Unfortunately, and here's the problem, here's the rub, as we say, we're dealing with people that haven't got a brain. So in the West, they're already saying, oh, we're not deterred by this. Oh, really? So effectively, Russia has launched a nuclear missile without a nuclear warhead as a demonstration to say, we have got this stuff. We're not bluffing. We are serious. And the West response is, bah, doesn't change anything. You know, it really is staggering. I was watching an interview. I won't say who it was. But this interviewer was questioning somebody that certainly understood military potential. And they, at a point in the interview, they said, look, let's ask a serious question here. Realistically, does Russia actually have any missiles that could possibly reach the United States? That was the question. And the person who was being asked that question burst out laughing. Literally in the interview, just burst out laughing and went, yes, as in all of them. And it's like, yeah, okay, but what sort of effect? And it's like, if this goes to where everybody's pushing it, it's gone. We're all gone. Gone. US, gone. It's not a question of this city will take some damage. It's gone. And then he went on to talk about the Sauna, which is just one missile, which has, from my understanding, 18 individual warheads, each with a 200 to 300 kiloton deployment. And then he pointed out that the Hiroshima bomb was about 12 kilotons and the Nagasaki was 20, just to put it in perspective. So, you know, I don't know if that's the correct way round, but let's take it at its maximum. 20 kilotons levelled a city, and the Sarmat has 18 to 20 warheads inside it with 200 to 300 kilotons. So how many of those do you think you actually need? I also saw somebody, a military analyst, explain that it takes one Sarmat and the UK is gone. One missile, gone. And as the West has been saying, Russia's running out of missiles, and they've been saying that for 3 years, and Russia pretty much keeps firing more missiles constantly, so not actually running out, but actually getting more. Do you not think that that's the same route with a nuclear path as well? So you've got to, as a country, Russia, ultimately, if they draw a red line, they must stand to that red line. And before everybody jumps in and goes, oh, Russia's red lines have been crossed all the time, they're all talk. Russia's red lines haven't been crossed at all. The West has implemented red lines, a bit like I was saying earlier about producing a narrative that's a load of rubbish. But they've implemented these red lines, then crossed them allegedly, and then said, there, see, Russia's red lines don't mean anything. Russia hasn't implemented those red lines. You know, ATACMS missiles, it's a Russian red line. No, it didn't. Tanks, Abrams tanks, well, Russian red line. No, it wasn't. So none of that has been a red line. But firing missiles into sovereign Russian territory, that's a red line. Hence, the measured response. And it isn't Putin's going to nuke everybody. He's never said that. But what he has said is enough's enough, and we will meet aggression from now on. So anything that happens to Russia is coming back. So, am I happy about it? No. My friends and family are in the UK. So no, I'm not happy about it at all. It's worrying, but if the UK disappeared overnight because, you know, they carried on making strikes into Russia, I would understand. I wouldn't be happy about it. I'd be absolutely distraught. Probably wouldn't want to be here, to be fair. But I would understand the logic, because from a military perspective, that would make a lot of sense if you were to remove the UK, and here's why. The UK stands on this, joint unity, strength, blah, blah. If somebody attack, you know, this old NATO speech. If there's an attack on one, it's an attack on all, and we all band together and blah, blah. Sounds fantastic. That's brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. Do you think the US will come to the UK's aid if the UK got nuked? No, not a chance. The UK will probably puff its chest out if America got nuked. But if it was the other way around, you wouldn't see the US for dust. They'd be like, that's all you, baby. Good luck with that. So we're trying to be Johnny Big Bollocks, the UK is, with nothing. With what? What are we going to go and attack? We've got nothing. And the US ain't really interested in the UK. It's just all yap, it's all talk. So if anybody's bluffing, it's the West. It ain't this country. That I can tell you. All right, let's catch up with. Let's see how much abuse I've got, because I know how you guys love it. Sorry about political questions. No, not a problem. NATO is 10 times stronger. Marion G. Oh dear, you need to turn your TV off. Yeah, I'm sorry. Your son was sending inappropriate video. Oh dear, right, there's another. Goodbye. That's that idiot gone. How many more idiots are we going to get? It's 4:26 a.m. here in New York. Richard Soto, 63. It is 12:30 here in Russia, or in my region. There's 11 time zones in Russia, so bear that in mind. We need to meet. If not, my husband, the sheriff's son, will find your son himself legally. Oh, well, we ain't got any sheriffs in the UK, so good luck with that. Oh, you've all fallen over, sorry. Let's get rid of you. Let's unplug this. Let's just catch up with the chat and then I'll carry on with my repairs. Alex, Putin is a killer, Russians are monsters. Oh, duh. Look at you. You almost managed to string a sentence together. Look at that. Alex Sats. Oh. Just brain dead. Just brain dead. Oh, repeat what the newspaper says. Makes me big and tough behind my keyboard in my mum's basement. I'm going to bash away at this keyboard. I'm very angry. Bye. Next. Who else wants a limp? Don't ban me. Oh dear. Yeah, it's another little wokey. Little wokey. Oh. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, wokey. Big old dick. Oh. Poor little wokey. Privyat. Da. A napper is where I am. Tassar is saying, I like UK. So do I. So do I. Born and bred, lived there all my life. I like the UK. I don't like its leadership. But I think that goes for most people in the UK. Let's face it, that current government is the least popular government in years. So Russia can fire missiles into Ukraine, but Ukraine can't do the same back. You've got that the wrong way round, layman news. You've got that the wrong way round, just so you know. Sergey, hi, nice to see you. Russia won't touch the UK. The UK hides all Putin's money. Oh dear. Righto. Russia will soon aim its strategic nuclear weapons at US cities. Look, you know, before we start going down that path, you have to bear in mind that these missiles aren't just the same around the world. These missiles aren't just sat there waiting. They're already pre-targeted. And in the case of Russia, a lot of stuff, the conversation has already been had. So, you know, where it has to go through certain channels and be agreed and authorised and done, most of that is done. So it's kind of automatic now. Which is, you know, frightening really, but it is what it is. Forgotten, are you British? Yes. I hear you, this is all on Biden and Obama. Yeah, I mean, you know, people are running around saying, oh, Britain has attacked Russia and blah, blah, blah. Yes, with Storm Shadow missiles, they have been fired into Russian territory. So your initial reaction is, yes, Britain has attacked Russia. But that targeting information and the permission was given by the US. Now, whilst Russia is obviously holding Britain responsible as well, I think they understand who the puppet master is. Because without America, it's just that. You know, Britain is reducing its armed forces continuously and are still doing it. You know, they've reported that they're getting rid of more ships and getting rid of more of this and more of that. I mean, we have this mentality in the UK that because we're on an island, we're safe and we're strong and that's our power. And that goes back to, you know, galleon days and, you know, maybe even First and Second World War where, oh, we're on an island, they can't invade. That don't wash anymore. You know, modern missile technology negates 17 or 18 miles of English Channel, especially when, if you think, England to where I am now is about 2,400 kilometres. And the medium range missile that they just launched has a range between 3,000 and 5,000 kilometres. And that's just that one. So there ain't really a need to come with mass troops and gather on the border and, invade. It's not necessary. So all of this, we're on an island and we're safe and all that, that's just delusional. It's not the case, is it? It's a game. Russia, UK, France, US are all buddies, really. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. It's not a real one, unfortunately. Wish it were, to be fair. The world would be a much better place, wouldn't it, if that was the case? Cookie Mac, yes, we will. Okay. JB, that's not true at all, guy. Us, US, goes in to help. Nobody wants your help. Nobody's asked for your help. Name a country that is happy to have the US apart from a US ally. Everybody wants you gone. Everybody wants you out. Even your own citizens want you out. It's the only country that's put military bases everywhere. And apparently Russia and China are the aggressors. 800 odd military bases around the world. I'm going to go on a bit of a rant, fuck it. 800 odd military bases around the world. But not the aggressor, no? When was the last time Russia attacked the US? Can you remember? What about the UK? But it's okay for America to attack Russia. It's all projection, do as I say, not as I do. We can do it, but you can't. That don't wash in this world anymore. The world's woken up. Layman news, UK does have sheriffs. Yeah, Scotland. Yeah. I don't live in Scotland. Yeah, and Biden and Obama have one brain cell between the two of them. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. Please, God, bring peace to Russia and to Ukraine. Ron, wholeheartedly agree with that. That's a sensible thing to say. You're banning people for barely saying anything. See, this is what people don't understand about the internet and social media. They think that free speech means they can come and say whatever they like, which you can. That's your right to actually bang away at your computer, whilst it's my right to delete you. This is my lounge right now. Well, sauna, actually, it's not my lounge. So you're in my house. So, my house, my rules. If you don't like them, you don't have to be here. But if you're going to come in here and talk absolute crap, I have zero tolerance for it. Zero tolerance for it. So if you're going to talk crap, I'll laugh and go, bye. And you'll have achieved your 5 seconds of fame while you've thrashed away at your keyboard before mummy calls you up for dinner. Lil Spring, hi, forgotten. Hi, Lil Spring. Oh, you guys know each other, cool. Say twin, say whatever. Furby, nice to see you. Good afternoon. Oh yeah, bloody hell it is. Oh Christ. I might be in the wrong place. Were you a great footballer with Queen's Park Rangers? Oh yeah, that was definitely me. Yeah. Oh, legendary. I scored millions of goals. It's 5:32 here in the Philippines. Okay, as I said, it's 12:39 here. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. Russia made a clever move, demonstrate their capabilities with a degree of awe without the mass destruction. Yeah, the missile that was used didn't have any warheads. So the destruction was caused purely with kinetic energy. Now, if you haven't seen the footage of this stuff, this thing, I urge you to go and look at it. It's almost like some kind of alien invasion. I'm sure I've seen this sort of thing or something similar. You can't describe it. I've never seen anything really like that other than in Hollywood. The speed at which these things come in, it is remarkable, absolutely staggering. So all the destruction has been done without any warheads. It's just pure kinetic energy, which is... the world's a stage. Yeah, certainly in the financial world it is. Not sure you understand, here we go, this will be good. Not sure you understand the international banking cartels. The UK plays a role in hiding all the dictators' money, whether they are our enemy or not. Russia is one of the richest men on earth. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about international finance. Haven't been studying it every day for years. I know nothing about it. It's a nice storyline, isn't it? Depends which one you're talking about, mate. Cookie Mac, if. Oh, you've resorted to one word now. You like Humpty Dumpty if he had a child with Winston Churchill. You look like Humpty Dumpty. Oh, child. Who's Winston Churchill? Spelling not your strong point, but bye-bye. Look at that, gone. It's great. You know, you have to remember when you come onto a live stream like this, if you're going to go and insult people and just throw a load of abuse around, you're going to get deleted. That must be common sense, surely. I don't, you know, I'm not going to debate morons. It's pointless. You know, my dad once said, if you argue with an idiot, all you have is two idiots arguing. So there's no point. And much the same as all of these keyboard heroes and these keyboard ninjas will do nothing in a pub. They'll sit at home and thrash away at the keyboard until their little fingers go red. But they wouldn't stand in front of somebody and say it. They wouldn't go down the pub and say it because they'll have their mouth closed. So, you know, they've got to go somewhere, haven't they? We are safe, nothing is going to happen. I hope you're right. I'm on Russia's side, but let's not forget that Putin has been stealing money since he began. Has he? Okay. Well, I haven't met Putin, I haven't had that conversation, so I don't know. I'd love to meet him, as I've said before. Based on what apparently he's responsible for, I mean, he must be the definition of God, because God is responsible for everything, sees everything, does everything. And pretty much from what I can understand, Putin does the same. So surely that must be the same thing, because, you know, the West solely says Putin himself is responsible for everything, which is quite funny. Are you from Krasnodar Krai? What's the weather there? Freezing here in Britain. Dennis Denisov, yes I am. And let me show you the weather out the window. No, that's the wrong way, isn't it? Fool. So the swimming pool's got its winter coat on, but as you can see, blue skies. I think it's sort of 18 degrees here today. I'll spin you back. So yeah, pretty nice. Freezing here in Berlin. Yeah, I've heard it's a bit chilly. It's fear-mongering, okay? I'd love to talk show with you. I'd love to talk show with you, Ab. I've got a Telegram channel, so if anybody wants to actually, you know, have a conversation like a grown-up, I'm more than happy to have that on a range of topics. And if I don't know the answer, I'll just say, I'll take your word for it, or I don't know. If I do know the answer, if it's, you know, something that I can answer, I'll answer it. Yeah, I mean, feel free to join my Telegram channel. Ask away. The Plastic Russian is the channel. The chat group is the same name. Join the chat group, ask away. More than happy, as I said, to have a conversation with genuine people. If you are just another keyboard ninja, you won't be in there very long. So, you know, it's a space for adults. So let me just do this. Oh, blimey. Yeah, this ain't working out very well. What about if I do that? It'll probably go the other way, won't it? Can't prop you up. Let's do, yeah. I'm on a gimbal today because I've got to have my hands free. The world is waking up, you should too. Okay, interesting. I have woken up. I woke up in October 2021. Well, no, that's not true. I had an awakening then. It wasn't when I woke up. I woke up long before that, especially regarding the media and global finance. Long before that, years before that. But as for Russia, I woke up in October 2021. And by woke up, I mean absolutely sat up in bed, wide awake, eyes wide open. So thanks for the comment, but it's a bit late. Kosovo, okay, held off Philip V, Napoleon and Hitler. I mean, if you're going to type, please just make it sort of, yeah. Cookie Mac, I agree. Cool. I've got news for you. The whole of the Western world is evil. It's not news. Unfortunately, there's ideologies that have been implemented in the West. These multi-letter nonsense, for a start. That's an evil ideology, so much so it's banned here in Russia. And that's part of the problem. You know, this diversity, and, you know, we've got to watch people's feelings, and we've got to call them a certain name or a pronoun or this, that and the other. Yeah, but that's the tip of the iceberg, and it's all by design. It's all fake. Yeah. Cookie Mac, never. You haven't woken up. Have I not? Cool. Join my Telegram group. Let's have a chat. Let's see what I haven't woken up about. Antonio, much love from Mexico. Thank you. You came on here to repeat what the sheep want. Okay. That's interesting, because I think the sheep are the people that watch mainstream media, and I'm certainly not repeating what the mainstream media says, so have another go, mate. Close to getting banned. Okay. Amen. Nobody cares about banning. It's an echo chamber. Oh, okay. Bye. He doesn't care about banning, so say what you want, but be prepared for the consequences, and that is being blocked. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, freedom of speech gives anybody the right to say what they want, but it also gives me the right to do what I want in my chat group, which is turn it off, delete it, you know. But I'm more than happy to talk with grown-ups. Bro, can you say no, because I can't even really comprehend what you're trying to say there. Russian military technology is absolute in many fields. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a military analyst or expert, but I can say that whatever you're told in the West is BS. I can tell you that what I have seen in my time in Russia would, how can I phrase this? Let's put it like this. It is far, far, far more advanced here than I was led to believe from coming from the West, in ways that have truly staggered me. From things like driving out in the country on country roads where there's no street lighting, to how the corners are illuminated for the roads in pitch black. And that's something, you know, I might film at some point and show you. First time I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Why doesn't everybody do it? To, you know, drones being used to spray the crops. Fully autonomous, go and refuel themselves, load themselves, completely autonomously, take off, fly over the grapes and spray the crops. You know, the size of a small car. That kind of technology. So, yeah. But of course, according to the West, chips out of washing machines and shovels, isn't it? I mean, I just wonder when people in the West are going to stop believing the mainstream media. When is the mainstream media just going to engulf itself? I mean, I know it's, you know, heading that way, but it staggers me, the people that still repeat the stuff that comes out of the West and the mainstream media as fact. You know, they think they're clever and they go, wow, and you're just delusional. You should always get both sides to anything, shouldn't you? Hey sir, how you doing? I'm from India in Mumbai. Blimey. Hi, yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. I'm always looking good, geezer. I'd love to have a conversation with you genuinely as an American. Cookie Mac, more than happy. Genuinely more than happy. I don't tolerate abuse. And I have zero tolerance for absolute idiots that just want to come on and bash you out a keyboard. But if somebody wants to have a proper conversation about anything, you know, life in Russia, finance, weather, food, whatever you want, more than happy to give my truth, and that's what you'll get from me. You'll get what I've seen. I can't tell you what 149 million people are doing. I can tell you what I'm doing and my region, what it is like. So if you want to have that kind of conversation, more than happy. If you want to talk about the global finance, global politics, yeah, I'm happy to do that on Telegram. Yeah. Irvin, nice to see you. Good morning, Chris. Great to see you. Can't actually see you, but yeah, I get the drift. OCD, if you keep spamming with whatever you're spamming, I'm just going to go nuke. Mike Defricia, where are you from? In Eastern USA. So I'm from the UK, currently living in Russia. In the south of the country, I'm on just off the coast of the Black Sea, outside a town called Anapa, A-N-A-P-A. Type it in a Google, you'll see where I am. About 60 miles from Crimea. Does it now? Also gets you locked up, it's illegal. Can't go around smacking monkeys. It's common sense, don't talk crap. Well, you know what they say about common sense, Cookie Mac? It ain't that common. Brian D. Ooh, Trump. Oh, wise old feather. That makes you dumb as dishwater. I haven't seen a smart feather. And gone. It's great. You got to love technology, haven't you? End of the monarchy. I think it's been dying for a while, mate. I think most British people, the monarchy kind of died. You know, the whole Meghan, Harry debacle was the start of it, but really it kind of died with the Queen, I think. A lot of people fell out of it from there on. What's your favourite colour? Quite like blue. Depends. Got a white car. So it really depends. Depends in what context. Alright, mate from Liverpool. Loving your channel. Bad news. Ken Dodds. Dad's dog's dead. Gutted. Probably didn't pay his taxes. Do you think Putin is dead? No, I don't do full hat wearing. But you know what they say about conspiracy theory? Conspiracy theory and the truth, what separates them? About 6 months. But no, I don't. And I've got reason, because probably if you're in the West, you'll get to see Vladimir Putin once in a blue moon under a certain narrative, whereas we get to see him, you know, on the news quite a lot. We also get Western news here on the TV, as opposed to obviously the West, where you don't see Russian news. Bluish skies, looks like a lot of chemtrails out there. No. It's a kind of cloud formation, but there's no chemtrails here. So the airport's closed here because of the current situation. Oh, Rossi wants to bring back the monarchies now. I'd love to. Cookie Mac, feel free. As I say, I'm more than happy to have a grown-up conversation. So join my Telegram group, The Plastic Russian. No point joining it now because I'm here, but, you know, say hello later. Betty, hello. How are you doing today? Pretty good, thank you. Got a bit of work to do in the sauna, that's why I'm here. Need to do some adjustments, but yeah, I'll get to it. As soon as I caught up with the chat, I'll crack on. Tyler Cripp, yo, is everyone scared of Putin? I mean, why should you be scared of any one person? Why? I mean, I don't think anybody should be scared of anybody. Well, there we go. Brian D, we team. Oh, right, I'm bored with you now. So you can go. Can't be doing with that rubbish. See, zero tolerance for idiots. I don't have the patience. I'm old. I don't have the patience. I've gone through my life working out that a lot of people are fools and just follow a narrative and rah, 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 rah. Can't be bothered. Have a proper conversation. RFK wants to get rid of the chemtrail geoengineering program, which would be freaking awesome for humanity. Not a subject I know anything about. I've heard lots of things about chemtrail. I don't know, so I'm not going to comment on it because I just don't know anything about it, really. It's not something I've looked into. Mike, Trump is going to destroy our great country of America. He is a freak of some kind of a man and nuts. Yeah, well, that's your opinion, of course. And you're entitled to it. I disagree. I don't think he's the new Messiah. A lot of people seem to think that he's some kind of magician and magic man and he's wonderful. I don't believe that at all. I think he's a different type of evil. But I believe at least he is willing to... Trump's a businessman. He's not a humanitarian. I think he hides his true desires behind that flag. But he's a businessman. Businessmen tend to make decisions that impact themselves and the company that they run. Now, transfer that up to a country, and that's how Trump views America. It's like a giant business. So he's going to want to do what's best for that business. And that isn't destroy it. It isn't take it apart. It's grow it. Might be under an iron fist, but that's ultimately what he's going to do. Hope your day's great. It is so far, Betty. I've no idea. Tyler Cripp, I'll take your word for it. What do you mean you woke up in 2021? What exactly happened? Sorry, first time in your life. Fair comment, Loco Man. I mean... Ooh. That's pretty cool. Yeah, sorry, you can't see that. That's cool. I mean, I came to Russia in October 2021 on holiday. And my world turned upside down because I came to a country expecting one thing. You're going to hear my saying, snow, bears, gangsters, vodka, horse and cart was my impression of Russia, because that's what Western media and governments have convinced everybody in the West that that's what Russia is. And that's what I lived my entire life believing. Didn't want to come here because I thought that was Russia. I didn't need to come here. I knew what it was. Snow, bears, gangsters, vodka, and backwards country, horse and cart. No technology, you know. Yeah, everybody driving around on a horse and cart if they're lucky. And I came here in October 2021 and had my world turned upside down because it is none of that. Vodka, definitely vodka. But it is absolutely nothing like I was led to believe. Can't speak for you guys, but literally nothing like it. So yeah, that's when I woke up, and you know, certainly to Russia, and then proceeded to fall in love with the place. That's good to hear, man. If I heard you woke up, that means you were awakened to the flat earth. God bless you, brother. We are definitely not living on a wobbling space ball. Okay, Andy. Yeah. There is no chance of Putin being removed by the Russian people. Like America, they stand behind their leaders, good or bad. The US is not affected as Europe is likely to be if Putin expands the war. Ian, you're right. Putin, I mean, for the West to say that, you know, inside Russia, everybody hates Putin and all of this crap that I've seen, just look at where Russia is today to where it was 20 years ago. How can you possibly have anything but respect for the guy? He has absolutely transformed this country. You know, It really is. So to say that he isn't popular, you know, is everything he says and does popular? I don't know. But to say that he's going to be removed by the Russian people, and again, this is the delusional narrative that the West keeps spinning. And that's because that's all that they can do. That's all they can come out with. You know, regime change. We've got to get rid of Putin, which is absolute insanity because, one, they're never going to be able to do that. You know, there is going to be no regime change. That's the standard MO for the West. That's what they do. They go to a little country, they beat it up, and they just cause regime change. And they think that that works because it's worked in the past with all the little countries. I think it's going to work in Russia. It absolutely won't. It never will. But that's all they've got. All the other countries that they go to war with, they can just slap them about a bit. They can't do that here. So that's all they've got left. And they know that that's not working. So it's kind of desperation. What I would say is, thank God. Because if you didn't have Vladimir Putin in charge, things might be a lot different now. I think we should all be grateful that Vladimir Putin is the leader of this country. Oh, Bay, 510 Bay. Bye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Sergey, yeah, bring back the monarchy. Putin for Tsar to the Tsar of planet Earth. All media, left or right, has an agenda. Yeah, I mean, what is the purpose of media? They call it news. It isn't. It's propaganda. It's a one-sided narrative. It is a company that is being fed, you know, particular information, and they are reporting on it from one side. It isn't objective, and it's certainly not news. It's, you know, oh, we're impartial. It's not impartial at all. What has been impartial in the news? How can it be? Can you see Russian news in the West? Can you watch it? No. So how can this whole narrative be impartial? It can't. It's just one side. You're all getting one version. And that's never going to be truthful, is it? Did you make that wall design? That is awesome. Which one? Thank you. We didn't make it, but well, everything in our house we've designed, yes. Oh, look. So that's kind of our feature wall with the sauna. And then sort of distressed wood look tiles in here, and then sort of antique distressed tiles there. So they are different. But yeah, it's all our spec, it's our design from the get-go, from day one. Let's spin you back round and sit there. Let's do that. That's actually going to work a bit better. There we go. I'm not trying to get banned, but you all should listen and learn from this man. If that's towards me, Cookie Mac, thank you. It's very nice. Luther Marshall, I wanted to be a drone pilot, and I'm upset that I haven't. I didn't put the money in when I was more financially sound, because that was I think drones, a lot of people sort of laughed it off, and you know, because let's face it, drones started off in kids' toy shops. So they've still got that childish kind of mentality. I think this current situation has changed people's minds about drones. My minds were changed about drones in 2021, when I think the second day that I came to this country, I watched a drone the size of a small car, crop spraying, because we live in a wine region, and it was literally flying across the grapes, spraying them autonomously. And I stopped the car and just went, what the hell? So my mind changed about drones then. But yeah, you know, it's now, you know, it's become a serious job. So yeah, I get sometimes we miss an opportunity. It's coming soon, okay. Luther Marshall, it takes money to make money. True story. Best advice you can give anybody about making money is buy it when everyone's selling, because that's when you make money. You don't make money when the market is great and everybody's in massive profit. That's not when you make your money. You've made your money when you've been brave and you've bought when everybody else isn't. When everybody's telling you it's a scam, it's this, it's that. If you buy, that's when you make money. Think crypto. Yeah, not doing too bad at the moment, is it? For something that's a scam. My feelings on the current situation from Keith Ducks. The sooner it ends, the better for everybody. But it has to end for the right reasons. It has to end for, not just because the West thinks it can dictate, and certainly not on, the neighbouring country's current leadership's terms, which are laughable. Hundreds of thousands of people have died because of that. So it's not laughable, is it? It's absolutely criminal. But it has to end for the right reasons. It's not a case of just, it's certainly not a case of Donald Trump coming and saying, oh, I'm going to end the war in a day, because that's absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. It's just a talking head narrative kind of thing. But I see the Western reports, Russia's fighting with shovels, Russia's run out of missiles. I mean, just think where Russia is right now, which is advancing every single day and has done for, since the failed offensive. So if you're to believe the Western narrative that they've run out of missiles, they're fighting with shovels and they're having to nick computer chips out of washing machines, according to that stupid woman von der Leyen, if you're to believe that, imagine what they could do with real stuff. My feelings on it, Keith, is just I see the garbage that's you guys in the West see, and I'm driving around the country thinking, well, I don't know what country they're. It's a bit like watching a boxing match where somebody says the loser is having a great fight and he's really in the game and all that, and you just think, well, I don't know what match he was watching, but it wasn't the same one that I am. The mainstream media in the West is absolute garbage, and that's why you have to rely on independent sources. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing I hope people take away from, my channel. It's not a propaganda channel at all. It is just me living in Russia and the things I see. And all I do is I show the blue skies, I show the swimming pool, I show the beach, I show the wine regions. And just something as simple as that. I've had so many people that have commented and just said, this can't be Russia, surely. Where's all the snow? Where's the beach? Why have you got a beach? You can't be in Russia. I've had all sorts, honestly. Oh, you're in a studio, it's all staged. I've heard it all. I really have. Mainstream media is not a source of information. It's a source of propaganda. And if you want to be propagandized, watch mainstream media. Otherwise, turn the thing off, sell your TV, don't pay your TV license, and get on the internet and do your own research. Diana, hello, brother. Hi. Icosite tracker on. What up, homie? Sky, that's up. Moon, stars, sun, depending on your axis. Do I have to trust or not? XD. Cookie Mac, I do. I haven't asked you to marry me. Diana, okay, thank you, I've got to go. Hi, and bye. Leanne Lenz, hello from New Zealand. Hi. Pension News, hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. Do you like Brit accent or American one? Well, I'm a Brit. America's got a lot of different accents. NMC, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Good day, folks. Please hit the like button to help Chris out. Irvin, thank you. I always forget that. Yeah. So YouTube is a bit of a bugger if you're in Russia. You won't get notifications for my channel. And in order for it to grow so that people can just see, real Russia, Can't at the moment, you're in my sauna, but I'm happy to walk outside if people want to see it. Yeah, the only way that's going to continue is through people hitting the like button and sharing the channel. This isn't a channel about revenue, couldn't care less about the money. And case in point, if you join my Telegram group, you'll see what my revenue is every month, because I screenshot my YouTube revenue and post it on my channel. So you can see it's not about money. But thanks for that. Marion G, so you're telling us NATO, oh here we go, this should be funny. Right, so you're telling us NATO with 1 billion people and 1 trillion military budget is weaker than Russia's 135 million people and 135 billion army spending. Have you any concept of cost of living? So there are so many things to counter that. First and foremost, military in Russia isn't a business. It isn't a group of military industrial complexes all trying to make shitloads of money and a load of misappropriation. It's run by the government and it's there for a reason. So Russia's spending is proportionate. So you might think, you know, as you stated with NATO this and NATO that, Russia's been fighting NATO for the last 2.5 years and is winning and has consistently been winning and continues to win. So in answer to your question, yes, I am telling you that. Yeah. And it's not 135 million in Russia, by the way, it's 146 or 147. And NATO can't do jack. So, how you doing, mate? I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Tar Heel Aerials. Hello, mate. Hi. Harry Potter is great, though. I'm not into that wizard malarkey, to be honest. Problem with the UK is it's been under Zionist control for a very long time. Cookie Mac, good evening. I'd love a convo. Sure. Be later on for me. I don't know where you are. I don't know what your time is, but it's 1:15 in the afternoon here. Got a busy day. If you join my Telegram group, maybe we'll have a chat tonight. I can't tell you exactly when I'll be in there. But more than happy to do that. Mr. Broom, hi, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Keith, I can travel a perimeter of 40-50 miles from here in West Lancashire, and there is the SCOU. Sorry, mate, not with you on that one. Trump won't do that. He will do what serves him best. He showed last time that he doesn't care about anyone but himself. Yeah, see, I disagree. People are judging Trump this time round based on his previous presidency. And I think they're missing some vital facts. One, that man did not think he was going to win. Did not think he was going to be president. That was a shock. It was a shock. He didn't expect to win. When it became apparent to him that he was going to win, that's when it was like, oh shit. He also believed, I think, in the American dream. I think he believed that the President of the United States runs the country, calls the shots, and when he says jump, people will jump. And he went into that presidency with that, thinking, right, I can do this and do that, and quickly found out that he couldn't do anything. And I think he had his eyes open, and I think he had a massive awakening. So to judge him this time based on his last presidency, I think he's a bit naive. You have to see what he does this time, because he's been through that process now. He understands that just because you're the president doesn't mean people are going to tell you the truth. And just because you're the president doesn't mean people are going to do what you say. So he understands that, and that's the reason that I think he's putting these cabinet together the way he is. But he's certainly far more understanding of the Hill than he was the first time round. So judge him on this presidency, definitely. Do I agree with his policies on a lot of stuff? No. I think his policy on Israel is diabolical. But yeah, I think people should judge him based on this presidency. And you have to remember that he's a larger than life character and will talk a lot of smack, a lot of rubbish, because that's what politicians do to a degree. So he will talk his book. Can you speak Russian? I'm learning, Mr. Boom. I am learning. If you have a look at my channel, there's a lovely lady that teaches Russian to English speakers and English to Russian speakers. Name's Sauna. And she does online lessons, face to face, you know, like video call, and it's amazing. So I'm learning. She's epic, absolutely awesome. Cookie Mac, America is a big business as an American corporation. Well, yes, it is. It's a big military and media business, and the two go hand in hand. And when people understand that, and that's the biggest thing for people to get their head around, they need to understand that America's biggest businesses are media and war, and both go hand in hand. So when you understand that, then you'll start to look at things slightly differently, I think. The land. Okay. Keith Duck, Scouser, Manchester, Wigan, Bolton, Blackburn, and so many more. Yeah, I've been round all of that. Wigan, Pier. Yeah, certainly spent many times in Manchester. Bolton and Blackburn, no, but certainly Wigan and Manchester, definitely. Mr. Boone, bye-bye. I hope you have a wonderful life. Thank you, I will. In fact, I am. I'm living my best life, without a doubt. Heidi, hello, hi. Wait, whoa. You're in Russia? I had no idea. Yes, I'm in Russia. Nicoletta, hi. Nice to see you. I don't know why. I think because the time has changed now. I'm just going off on a tangent. Because Britain has obviously dropped back another hour. We're now 3 hours different, and I just think that my timings with Marco and his channel are just out because, you know, when he's live, you know, I might be asleep, or vice versa. I might be awake when he's asleep, and I'm just not getting to see his streams. Plus, I'm super busy at the moment with crypto and everything else. It's all sort of going off. But nice to see you in here. Thank you. Is it possible to have a video call with you? I have been considering moving to Russia for some time, and the situation in the UK is getting very toxic. Loco man, yeah, sure, let's have a chat. Join my Telegram group, join the chat, just say hello, and we can start messaging backwards and forwards, and you know, you can ask me questions and we can go from there. Cookie Matt, I'm not saying anything as an American, but Putin has done a lot. Putin has done so much for Russia, without a doubt. Not everything, I'm sure, is great. You know, I'm not delusional. I'm not suggesting for a moment that everybody in Russia loves everything that he's done. Of course, you can't please all of the people all of the time. There are always going to be people that don't like something. But just stripping away, you know, the smaller details, and just go on a 20-year journey from where Russia was to where it is now, you have to respect the man purely on that alone. If only we had less, interesting, yeah, I saw that. Tatiana, nice to see you. If only we had less migrants from Middle Asia. Yeah. Ugh. Cookie Matt, if Vlad isn't in charge, the world is done. No offence as an American, I'm not even sucking up the Russian. Yeah, as I say, the West really is naive, and they should be very, very grateful that Putin is in charge of Russia, because he's a highly intelligent man, and doesn't make knee-jerk reactions. He everything is thought about and calculated and follows international law. Are you in your banya? Do you have a banya hat? Boz, just for you. Boz, I have a choice of two. So here's number one. And here's number two. This is when I'm feeling my feminine side. So there we go. As you can see, I don't care about making a fool out of myself. Too old. Lewis, I love your house and the sauna looks great. Thank you. Boz, yes, I am in the banya. I'm supposed to be doing some work in here, but I haven't managed to get around to it yet. I'm trying to catch up with you guys. Absolutely beautiful work. Thank you. What do you do for work there, Rob C? Nothing. I am retired. So I do absolutely stuff all apart from enjoy life. It's probably fair to say. Rabbi, Alaska, question mark. No, this is a Napa, A-N-A-P-A. Type it in the Google Maps, you'll see where I am. But I'm on the coast of the Black Sea, 60 miles from Crimea, looking across the water to Turkey and about 300 kilometres from Sochi. Rabbi, possible. Thomas Jefferson wrote to Astoria though. About Cascade. Right, okay. So, you're going because I can't be bothered with people that spam the chat. So, gone. Stanilla, Claudio, hello from Bristol. Hi. Is Russia going to nuke the UK? My family and friends live there, so I certainly hope not. Is it a possibility? I think everything's a possibility. I think it's a possibility if the West continues with its attacks, and if they do not listen and if they ramp up their attacks, I think that could be an outcome. But I genuinely hope it isn't. But to say that it's not going to happen like a lot of people do, I think is naive. And I'm just being realistic. And like I say, my children are like air to me. I can't, I won't be on this planet if they're not. It's that simple. So that thought is horrific to me. But from a strategic perspective, if it carries on, what other country do you think could be hit with nukes that would have such an impact as to show the world that Russia is serious, but that won't invite an attack? So for example, if Russia launched at America, it's obviously we're all gone. We're all gone. It's that simple, because it's just tit for tat, everything goes. Russia just does that on all of the triggers and everybody goes. We ain't here. So if that happens, nobody's alive. And the only people that may be alive are the ones that scurry off into the hills, into their bunkers. But what's the point? To what? Live underground for the rest of your life? I can't see there's any sense in that. I certainly wouldn't want to come out to a nuclear wasteland if I had a bunker. No, if nukes fly, I want the first one to land on my head. But from a strategic perspective, as I said before, it would make sense for the UK to be the first target, because it demonstrates what Russia is saying. It takes away one of the key agitators. But what you will see then is America go, whoa, because America is not coming to Britain's aid. The only reason they came to Britain's aid in, World War II was because they were paid to. Copious amounts of gold. Otherwise, they weren't coming. So pay us and we'll come. So that was the only interest. America has no interest in the UK or anybody else. America is America first. America is interested in America. Everything else is secondary. And to be honest, that's what you want from your leader, whether you like it or not. He should be putting your country first and then everything else second. But categorically, if the UK did get nuked, America wouldn't be there. They would not be interested. Look at this, look, I'm putting my glasses on. Idiot. So, Boz, what kind of VPNs work in Russia? OpenVPN or WireGuard? Oh, I haven't heard of either of those, and I genuinely don't know, as I don't use a VPN. Hi, I like your sauna, especially the strings on the wall behind you. Tiles, I guess you mean. Thank you. yeah, we just sort of did a feature wall really, just to be different. Yeah, we like it. Hassan T, please say bliat. I always have to ask a Russian. Yeah, it's Russian swearing if you're not sure. Hi, Sans Memory Vlog. Why are you speaking in a Scouse accent? I'm not. Sans, Philippines, cool. I can't stand the States, I want to move overseas. Okay, Paul. Oh, you goonie. Bye. See? That's how easy it is. Get rid of the children. The world looks different from the sauna. Yeah, I mean, you have to, I think, in life, accept that just because you may want something doesn't mean it's a reality. And you have to live your life based on what you can impact and control. And for me, what I can impact is my immediate family around me, and myself. So, you know, I can't go to Washington DC and protest on Capitol Hill. That's not a reality. What I can do is create a YouTube channel that shows my life in Russia. So here we are. Andrea, lovely to see you. Hi Chris, have a nice Friday. Thank you. And you. Cookie Mac, I did not mean for disrespect as an American. No. I don't suggest that you do. I don't really see Russia as the enemy anymore. We've all been lied to. Kurt, you're absolutely right. Russia has never been the enemy. That is a narrative created. You're told to hate Russia, just like you're all told to put the flags up in your bio. It takes a strong man to actually go beyond that and look up for himself and find some research. Lorianne, I'm from South Carolina. I love my country. I hate the media. Wonderful. I absolutely love President Trump and Israel. You're an interesting guy indeed. Have a lovely day, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, all you're going to see is my opinion. That's all it is. And yeah, I love my country too. Cookie Matt, oh. Right to bear arms. Just so you know, Americans don't want to keep giving our money away by the billions to Ukraine. I don't suppose anybody with a brain would want to do that. I think anybody with a brain will understand that that's just one massive grift to line pockets of scumbags. That's all it is. And they've got to be scumbags because they're treating people like some kind of resource. And I'm sorry, that's a scumbag, whether it's in business or in our current situation. When you have no care for people and their lives, and all you're interested in is making money, then you've lost your humanity and you're of no value in my mind. So, yeah. Love the banner hats. I prefer number 2. Do you? This one. There we go. Just for you, Boz. Till my head gets hot. Most Americans don't want to be involved in wars. I think that's true of most countries. Most everyday people just want to get on. They just want to, I don't think people are really unreasonable. They just want to be able to live their life, bring up their family in a nice, safe environment, eat nice food, and sort of enjoy the weather. We're pretty simple. Yeah, sure, people want a big flash boat in Miami and, all of this other material crap. But if you just strip all of that away and get back to normal people, all they want to do really is just wake up in the morning, look out the window, enjoy the weather, have a barbecue with their friends at the weekend, look after their children. It's pretty simple stuff, really. Unfortunately for America, it's a country that's created on war. And it's 250 odd years of existence. It's been at war for 236 of them or something around that. very similar to that. I'm sure somebody will correct me and say it's 234, I don't know. But it's all the country knows. So it's very difficult to get away from that mentality, especially with mainstream media pushing it all the time. We must attack everybody, else we'll be fighting them here, which is a complete load of nonsense. You know, Russia has no intention of attacking America or invading America or invading anybody else. Russia, I'll tell you, an easy way to tell what a country is to look at its military and look how its military is built. In the case of Russia, its military is built as a lot of land-based stuff, you know, tanks, etc., and it's a defensive nature. If you look at the US and the amount of planes that they've got and the amount of boats that they've got, well, if they were defending, they wouldn't need so many boats and planes, and they wouldn't need 800 odd bases around the world. So it's not a defensive country, it's an aggressive country. And that's just the way it's been created. You know, it doesn't know any different. And until people in power actually realise that that's not the way to get on in this world, it was 100 years ago, but it ain't anymore. Until people in power realise that, we're going to have situations like this. Cookie Mac, they're not. Sorry, not sure what you're pertaining to there. Sam Brown, the West continues with its attacks. Russia started the war and Ukraine is defending itself. Oh, Sam. Sam. Please go and do some basic research, mate. Just basic research will highlight the stupidity of your comment. Anthony, look at my picture. I can't, it's literally, I'm looking at my phone, it's tiny, but US Marine maybe? America needs to stop trying to be world's policeman and avoid more war. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that's really, I believe that every country should be a sovereign country. You shouldn't be going and getting involved in other people's business. And whether that's to help them or attack them. And if every country was a sovereign country and their existence was based on how they treated other people, the world would be a better place. Nobody wants global police. So why have it? If everybody got along, you wouldn't need it anyway. Tatiana, number 2 banyan hat is just like mine. Well, I'm going back to number 1, but I kind of shrunk it, so it don't really fit my little head now, or big head rather. But there we go. Anthony, no, they wouldn't hit the most developed areas. Okay. Because if they did that, no offence. Yes, Cookie Mac, I'm not sure what you're saying now. The game never played, even a little nuclear strike would be insane. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, the trouble is that the politicians seem to think, oh, that they can have a limited nuclear strike war because they've worked it all out on their computers, and if they do this and they do that, yeah, we can lose a few million people and we'll be all right. Really? That's what these people are talking about. That's how they talk. They're monsters, absolute monsters. Absolute monsters. Why is Putin putting Ukraine first? Oh, Sam. Couldn't even begin to understand what you're trying to get at with that. Perhaps don't write so cryptically, just say what you want to say, and you know, if you're being a bit of a dick, then I'll delete you. But if you're going to act like a grown-up and have a proper conversation, happy to do that. Whereas our leader is everywhere else first, us second. Yeah. Whatever country you live in, your leader should be in power to look after you and your country first and foremost. Andre, I have a free day, so I'm going to take a glass of fine wine. Is Geopolitics coming or not? Much better to be at that moment with fine wine. Hey. you know, think about the world, a little speck floating along in the sky, could all be coming to an end anyway. Maybe we're all being lied to. Maybe they know there's a giant asteroid heading towards us that's going to just flatten us. Maybe they know that the magnetic pole is shifting and it's going to spin the Earth out of its orbit. Oh, there's a million and one things. Nature, you know, the fact that we are living at all is remarkable, I think. So, yeah, anything's possible, isn't it? I forgot. Hi, Chris. You're welcome. Hi. Who told who to hate Russia? Well, that's pretty much the mainstream media narrative, isn't it? You know, it's subliminal. I don't think they're coming out and saying you must hate Russia, but they're doing everything to convince people that, you know, Russia bad, evil Russia, which isn't the case. Ebra, still busy. An Napa to Novorossiysk. How much kilometres to sea radius for travel? About, I'm going to say about 30 kilometres, I think, roughly. Very, very close. Next town along, really. Do not want to live in Novo, too busy. Yeah, it's a city at the end of the day. It's a population of about 1 million, so yeah. I think, or is it? No, it's not. I'm thinking of Krasnodar. I don't know what Novorossiysk is, but if you come out of the town a bit, it's really lovely. Nice hills, nice hilly area, nice little villages. Yeah. Mr. Squiggle, how is that different for Russia? It is all that Russia knows. Really? Yeah, no. Did it, Mr. Squiggle, did it. Okay. Yeah, see, you really should do some homework. You know, I'll tell you what, Mr. Squiggle, let's ask this. Let's assume that what you're saying is factually correct. Let's go from that standpoint, that Russia crossed the border. Okay, let's go from that standpoint. Let's accept that even and say, yep, that's exactly what happened. From a factual perspective, that's exactly what's happened. Why? Because the West would have you believe that Vladimir Putin woke up on a Thursday morning going, wow, I think I'm going to go and slaughter a load of people for nothing, for no reason at all. That was the narrative. Do you remember? All the time, in the beginning, unprovoked, 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 unprovoked. When was the last time you saw it say unprovoked? Because they can't hide that anymore, so you don't see it anymore. But in the beginning, they controlled the narrative. Social media wasn't, you know, giving both sides, so they absolutely controlled the narrative. So it was all unprovoked, unprovoked, unprovoked. You don't see that anymore, do you? Why is that? Because surely that's quite a big thing. If that was factually true, if it was unprovoked, that would be the word that was used all the time. Because ultimately, that's how you show a bully, isn't it? By saying, I've been attacked by this person, I didn't do anything wrong, it's completely unprovoked. Well, they've stopped saying that because obviously the truth will out. So just go back to that. Why? Ask the question why. Let's just, like I say, let's assume that what you've said is correct. Why? That's all I ask, that's all I want. Leo Waltzim, you live in Russia. I do. Yep. I'm happy to go outside and show people. Explain why Russia invaded Georgia. I do not. I haven't made myself aware of that particular scenario. I honestly, I have got too much going on in my life to understand every single action around the world. I spend an awful lot of time in global finance because I've been doing that since 2016, and I'm glad I did because it's life-changing. So I spend a lot of time with that, and I've got family and friends, and I do not have the time to understand every single event in history. I just don't. So rather than go, oh, it's this and it's that and blah, blah, I don't know. So I'll say, I don't know. Simple. Man, you really don't know how the world works, do you? No. No, I haven't got a clue, mate. The Cold War is it? Oh, Gorby, now you're just talking rubbish. Hi Chris, I've joined the group. How hard is the Russian language to learn? Yeah. Are you a Western? Are you an native English speaker? So I'll ask that question. If you are, hard. It's hard. But I've got a lovely lady. If you've joined the group, look up Oksana. Put a post up asking to speak to Oksana. She teaches Russian to English people and she teaches English to Russians. She speaks better English than I do. So that can be your first port. And watch my alphabet video as well. Samir Patel. Yeah, so I've got to that comment. Don't know what that's relating to. But yeah. Man, you really don't understand how the word works. Oh dear. You've said that again. Can you say... Oh, God. I feel like a trained monkey at times. Dance, monkey, dance. Can you say Marylebone, Rotherhithe and Thaden? No. Is your head bigger than Jimmy Carr's? Don't know, haven't met him. Oh, here we go. Oh, I love this. Here we go. Clearly, you are a Russian shill if you can't speak honestly. Targeting a children's cancer hospital is not reasonable. Seriously, just put a Russian shill name in your profile. Mr. Squiggle. So you'll go in, because you're obviously a clown, but before I press the button on you, just go and do some research. If all you're going to do is spout out the media narrative from the mainstream media, you look a fool. You look a complete fool. Gone. My house, my rules. We're all expendable. The leaders are going to act and do as they please with or without our support. Yeah. Not a lot I can influence, that's for sure. Not many countries share Western values of live and let live. Really? Look at history to predict the future and grow. Western values of live and let live. America with 800 military bases around the world. But live and let live, yeah? Okay. Wow. Oh. What stupid. Megatron, come on, don't be mean. Shazman, it's funny or scary how people are suckered into the mainstream fake news. Do you know what? In Britain, that's all they know. You know, we haven't evolved enough really to understand. You know, it was very easy for governments to control narrative before technology, because it was in newspaper form, so they could literally steer everybody in the country just with newspapers. But technology has, you know, kind of negated that. The internet's a wonderful thing, and now it's an information war, and they know that people can find info, and they're desperate to try and shut that and stop it. Jacob, you've never led anything. Oh, do you know me, Jacob? Really? I've never led anything. Okay. Zach, diecast Mansour, I sure hope so. Kurt, Russian folk are so like us Americans when we just drink, eat and get along together as brothers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Suresh, Putin, sir, real heroes world. Sam, what research or websites would you suggest to find the truth? All articles and reports I can find say Russia moved into Ukraine in 2022. If that didn't happen and Ukraine were the aggressor. Okay, so you're basing your argument on a fact of logistics that Russia moved into Ukraine in 2022. I'm not disputing that, because you know that would be, you know, not real, not reality. Of course, those troops are in that country over that border. But you're missing the point. You're focusing on that without understanding why. Your understanding, I'm guessing, is based on you think that this situation started in 2022, and that's why I'm saying you need to go and research. yeah, I could just go off on a tangent here and I won't bother. Just go and do some research. Don't look at the dates. Ask why. Find out why. And as for research on websites, you've got to remember things like WikiLeaks is adjusted all the time. The narrative is changed all the time. And it's changed by, hey, let's not bother. You're going to have to go and find private individual media sources. You're going to need to look on the internet. Don't go to websites, mainstream media websites. You're just going to go and have to look, and you're going to have to open your eyes a bit. But if you're thinking that this started in 2022, then you have no understanding of what really happened. What site should I look at? Well, anything that you find, if you go onto YouTube, for example, there are lots and lots of different people on there with YouTube channels. But if you just click on what they're saying now, that's not really going to give you the background. You really need to go back to the beginning, to when they first started talking, and then follow it through. If you do not understand, if you think that this started in 2022, there's lots of places that you can find information, but you're going to have an open mind. If you're coming at it from Russia bad, you're not being objective. You need to be objective and understand. And like I say, you have to understand why that event happened, what was happening prior to that. Because ultimately, if somebody gets punched in the face, you have to understand why they got punched in the face. Just because they got punched in the face doesn't make that the aggressor. It doesn't make that necessarily, the reason, the cause. There's a reason for it before that. Why did it happen? Sometimes, somebody's just walked down the street and punched somebody in the face. But more often than not, there's a reason for it. UK evils. Sorry, I don't agree with that. I read the comments of Westerners and amazed at how brainwashed they are. Unbelievable. And it's only getting worse, comparing it to even 5 years ago. I left the US in 2019. Yeah, the trouble is, when governments control the narrative, they can put out one side, and that's what's happening. And yeah, I think a lot more people have woken up. Certainly this Trump presidential election has proved, I think, to me, that people have woken up with social media, and they've understood that just because it's reported on CNBC and CNN and everybody else doesn't make it true. And Twitter has been, well, I think if it hadn't been for Twitter, we would be in a dark place. UK evils panist. Okay. Right, sorry. Suresh, I can't be doing with listening to that either. Rubbish. Gone. Tatiana, have you been to... I haven't. I don't know where it is. I can't even say it, and I've no idea, but I know I haven't been there. A nice place, and the sea's clean there. Sea's clean here, sweetheart. It's lovely. So I haven't explored our region yet. So I haven't been to Kabadinka. No idea. Why Russia? Why not? Why not? Love from India. Thank you. Biden and Obama, on behalf of the Fed and world bankers, have a lot more money to launder through Ukraine. He thought he'd have another term to do more. He's hastening the process now. Yeah. Yep. One giant grift. Is BRICS working out for you, pal? In what regard? I'm not part of the upper echelons of BRICS. So, yeah, I'll ask a more specific question. It's a bit too general. In what regard? The Cold War never ended. Okay? Good luck in Russia, you clown. Oh, Patrick, KK. Oh, look at Patrick being very clever with his 3Ks. Says a lot about who you are, doesn't it, Patrick? Bye, Patrick. Bye-bye. Boz, the unprovoked word which was used by most Western mainstream news channels was so subtle, but it feels like a very deliberate and coordinated. It absolutely was process when you think about it. It feels like it absolutely was. Of course it was. You know, what is the standard thing that rolls out when they go after people? Think about celebrities. If they want to destroy them, what do? Oh, he's a child trafficker and a rapist. That's pretty much the standard MO that they go after, aka Andrew Tate, whether you believe he's guilty or not, but look, it's the same narrative, that's what they use. And yeah, I guess it's the standard narrative. Killing babies in incubators, raping women, it's all the same thing over and over and over again. It's just rolled out depending on where, you know, Palestinians, when they went into Israel on October the 7th, oh, they're killing babies in incubators and raping women. All bullshit, all proved to be lies. But there we go, standard narrative. It is a coordinated process. It's a psyop. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what it was. But, you know, as with any psyop, any kind of lies, it comes out eventually. Suresh, Mr. Bean especially evil. Tyrone, privyet. What's up, Grandpa? Well, I'm not a grandpa. Who are you calling a bitch? So let's get rid of you because you're of no value. Bye-bye. Bye, gone. Zach Diecast Mansour, how can World War III begin when World War II never ended? Hell, World War One when you get down to it. Yeah, JM, bold. See you next Tuesday. If you're trying to write bald, you need to go back to school, old son. Learn to spell, because that's bold. You should change the O for an A. Anyway, there's your little lesson. Get your books out. Back to school with your sonny. Bye-bye. 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 Can't be doing with people that just come and speak like that. You never know who's watching. Why do you have to use words like that? I'll tell you why. Limited brain power. Starman needs to be arrested. Yeah, he's all part of the WEF, isn't he? Another puppet, another man there to be evil. People like Mr. Squiggle have been drinking the mainstream media to call it. Yes, Zach, absolutely. Yeah, too many people do. And then they regurgitate it thinking they're clever. They can't have a reasoned debate, they can't have a conversation. They just regurgitate what they've been programmed to believe without any facts other than the ones that they think are facts. Where can I find someone who can tell me how much you will earn in logistics as a truck driver or crane driver and how much modest life cost? I need some guarantees to make a decision. I have no idea. I really don't. I couldn't tell you about a working life because I don't work. Yeah. I think the place you need to start is look at the average salary for the region you want to look into. So work out what climate you want to live in, then work out the region that fits that climate or regions, and then the districts within those regions, then the towns and cities within those districts. Narrow all of that down to end up with your list, and then look at the average salary for that region. And you can know that you could survive on that as a minimum. Tyrone, I stand with Papa. Kingston, they see everything. Jason Board, Blair, Brown, Cameron, Rishi, Starmer, all war criminals. Yeah, I'd go along with that. Kingston Carter. Fool Joshua, you are Johnny Sense uncle. Joni Sense uncle? I mean, that's Joni. Okay. Nikolai Smirnov, You might change your tune when they arrest you to exchange you for a criminal held in a British jail. Well, I mean, if that happened, maybe I would change my tune. I don't know what to. But I've been stopped by the police twice. And both times they've been very polite, very professional. So I don't really know why I'm going to get arrested. Because I'm not a dumbass coming here trying to make videos and trying to be clever by going and filming military installations or stuff that I shouldn't be filming. And as I don't tend to break the law, I don't know why I'm going to get arrested. But thanks. In the meantime, I'll enjoy my life. Jason Board, never. Kurt, not to mention Russian women are hot. Yeah. Thaddeus Wadzinski, it goes deeper than 22, it goes years back. True story, it absolutely does. And people go straight away, you know, the ones that are slightly clued up or fairly clued up will go, oh yeah, 2014. No, long before that even. But 2014 was a big catalyst for sure. It's the US, it's full. And that is Zika, and that is Zdravstvuyte. Hello. Tyrone, Obama admin overthrew duly elected Ukraine president. Correct. It goes back before that. Correct, it does. There was an agreement between NATO and Russia. They were to each. Yeah. We all know. You know. We all know that there was an agreement, not 1 inch further. Blah blah. Oi oi, Barney Johnson. Tyrone, 1990s, US NATO agreed to not move. Yeah. And that's, you know, there's been so much since then, isn't there? There's been so much restraint, there really has, and now there isn't. And now they're up in arms. And the trouble is, they thought that this was going to be a walk in the park, didn't they? The West. Russia, we're going to destroy them, they're going to crumble. That didn't work, did it? There's so much propaganda, you don't ever get to the truth. It's all lies, lies, lies. That's why you've got to go and look for the truth, unfortunately. It's not given to you ever. All that's given to you is one side. It doesn't make truth. You've got to know the whole picture, haven't you? Sam, is the prior event the annexation of Crimea for the so-called ancestral land or pre-USA dissolution, loss of time? So why was Crimea annexed, as you know, people have put? Do you know why? Was it as a result of a referendum? Or was it as a result of what the West was doing and a preemptive measure to ensure security for Russia? Did the British have a contract with Ukraine to build a shipyard and 13 battleships? Who knows? No, I think it was just Russia decided one day, we want Ukraine, we want some more coastline. Joe King, the Russophobia in this chat is really toxic. Do they have a mental disorder? Hey, look, I just delete them one at a time. You know, I'm all good. My history education started in the 70s. I was all about remembering dates of English-British battles and victories. The UK is anally retentive and arrogantly reflecting on past glories. Yeah, I mean, if you go back a long time, Britain was an evil, evil empire. Absolutely. I mean, the Crusades, Jesus Christ. Absolute, pure evil. Is a polarising topic in Europe? Yeah, probably, not in Russia. Tatiana, hi Chris. Hi. Bruce, I'm naked and afraid. Bruce, too much information. Sorry. What do you think Russian people's views are on Putin and the war? Difficult for me to comment. Obviously, there's a lot of people in this country and I haven't spoken to them all. I've spoken to some. Generally, people are, I think it's fair to say that people want it over, and there's certainly a lot of people that wanted it just done quick. And, you know, sledgehammer to crack a nut kind of quick. But equally, people more and more, I think, are understanding why, they're understanding how, and are more and more supportive. So I would say Putin's support has got stronger, not weaker. Yeah. Hi, where do you live? In Russia, near the Black Sea? Yep, so if you type into Google Maps, ANAPA, Anapa, I'm just outside there. Do you think Putin will use a tactical warhead in Ukraine as a warning shot to the West? No. Crimea coast is oil and gas rich, a Putin target, of course. Okay. Russia is the only country in the world that is fully independent. Doesn't need to import anything. So if you think that's the reason for Crimea, more homework needed. Sorry, Ian. There was a referendum in the 90s that was ignored, correct? Do you support Palestine or Israel? I don't say I support either, but based on what I do know, I think that what is happening in Gaza is absolutely criminal. And the actions of Israel are horrific. Mystery Man, you guys sprinkled mers on Western wounds. Okay. Seen that, America. Right, well, I've caught up with the chat, so that's a bit of a result. I can get on with some sauna stuff now. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was trying to drill holes, wasn't I? It's about straight as a bent arrow. Dear. Do you ever look at stuff and think, yeah, I really need to remake that? Oh. Let's see if that fits any better. Yeah, well, that's never going to fit properly because it's been made pissed. And that one, I wonder if that one's straight. Let's have a look. Well, it's straight, it's sort of got a chance. We'll definitely be remaking these lights, or these light covers, because they're a bit crap. Yeah. So that's a job for another day. Now, I sat out here for 2 hours just to work that out. Akshat, hello Chris, hi. America is part of NATO, and what Russia part of? Well, Russia is, I suppose, part of the BRICS, which is obviously developing. Well, it's going to split into two, isn't it? Let's face it, it's sort of already there, but that's what's going to end up happening. You'll have, you know, the West, the East, whatever you want to do it. You'll have the EU, stroke NATO, and you'll have BRICS. How long NATO will survive, I don't know. Should it survive anyway? No. It shouldn't exist. NATO shouldn't exist. The EU is busy sacrificing itself on the US altar. Yeah, but effectively the world's going to split into two halves, and cryptocurrency will be the new financial system. It's already built, it's already running in the background, and you'll have things like bridging assets for the world to trade. So that's what happened. Tyrone, the plan wasn't for Russia to crumble right away. Ukraine proxy wars to replace our never-ending Afghanistan war for the military club. Yeah, you've got to go from one war to another. If you're, let's put it like this: if your income is based on war and media, you've got to go from one to another, haven't you? Except southern parts of Russia. Have you been in other cities? Moscow very briefly. But that's it. No, I haven't. The country's huge. Russia asked to join NATO. Yeah, it did. Absolutely it did. Many, many times. Western leaders were promised pay rises and careers over Ukraine, which was to become the new Israel. Russia said, yet you don't. Yeah, the nasties. Yes, they did, and Bill Clinton effed that up. Yeah, Whitney. Selenge Burt, is there only something like NATO and no other country, community, military stuff? There isn't a military alliance other than NATO, is there, that I'm aware of? There are strategic partnerships, but there isn't this alliance, you know, North Atlantic, alleged defensive alliance, which is crap because all it's ever done is be aggressive. Hasn't been defensive at all. What kind of defensive has it ever been? All it has ever done has been an aggressor. Any excess of fossil fuel gained from incursion actually enables more Russian income. So that is my point. Okay, Ian. Yeah, I mean, that may be a consequence of an action, but it's not the cause for the action. I am autistic, not retired. I think complex and different. You think that there is understanding for that in workplaces, by law or by herds of people? Ebra, I think you're the one focusing on autism. I don't think, you know, I haven't met you, so I don't know, but certainly you're very eloquent when it comes to text and the messages that you've sent me. So I wouldn't focus on that. I think if you do, then other people will. Just be you. If you're capable of doing something, demonstrate that you're capable of doing it. Russians don't judge like we do in the West. You know, they don't poke fun. They don't sort of, you know, laugh at people and point like we do in the West. They find that quite repulsive, in fact. And in that is difficult because you come from a culture where, you know, that's part of our humour is, you know, to mock. That's part of British humour, unfortunately. It's just the way we are, but Russians aren't like that, and they find it quite in bad taste. They don't see the humour in mocking somebody, how they look or how they act. Trump is dissolving NATO. Yeah, good. Is the tide to overthrow Yankovic by Biden? Right, is the war tied to overthrow of Yanukovych by Biden in 2024, in your opinion, and the proposed NATO expansion after 1990? Curious to know your thoughts. So, the overthrow of a democratically elected president, you have to remember, bearing in mind that, you know, let's face it, democracy is a word that is used a lot in the West, but I don't think they really understand the meaning of it, given the fact that they've just couped their own president. Let's face it, Biden has been the victim of a coup. But yeah, a democratically elected president was overthrown. And it is a point of record now that that was instigated by the CIA. You know, that's a Newland legacy, isn't it? So, you know, again, that was a catalyst, certainly, to escalation from where we are. You know, since then, 15,000 Russian speakers, whether you want to call them Russians or Ukrainians, is, you know, a matter of conjecture, but ultimately 15,000 up until this current situation started had been killed. And at what point does a country have to say enough is enough when they've been saying it for 9 years, 8 years, whatever it was? You know, you go through the Minsk Accords, you go through all of that, and everything that this country's government has said has borne out to be true. You know, they trusted the West. They trusted that they would implement, and you've only got to see, you know, things like Zelensky laughing when Putin is asking for the Minsk Accords to be implemented, and you must come back, and he's sitting there trying not to laugh because he knows that the Minsk Accords were all a scam, were all a sham to buy time. So, yeah, it's abhorrent, but you need to go back further than that. Russia is a beautiful country. It is, from what I've seen, yeah. I create my own cage but can't help it. Always have the same results or better than normal people but need the space. Yeah, you know, we're all victims to the walls we surround ourselves with. Hi, nature speed at road Z7H. Streams are getting too political in my opinion. Better talk about regular life routine. Many people from different countries in the chat. You can be more interesting, I guess. That can be more interesting. Yeah, I rarely go down a political route, but I just, you know, I've ended up a bit like that. Probably getting bored with it now, so yeah. NATO was originally formed to be a defensive alliance. Yeah, it was originally formed. But it quickly dropped that narrative, didn't it? That is why I asked you, thank you. Russian pipe. I can't read Russian, sorry. Why do you live in Russia? Well, my first reaction to that would be, why not? What reason would there be not to live in Russia? You know, assuming, put the Western media narrative aside and forget whatever you've heard from the Western media, but my answer to that would be, why not? It's a beautiful country, wonderful people, amazing food, amazing weather. Why not? Hazel. Won't you be arrested for these videos? Why? Why would I be arrested for these videos? What have I done? Tell me. Russian Piple. Devon, love from India, thank you. Newland and Freeland, 2 Ukraine radicals. The war is because NATO was installing weapon systems close to the Russian border. Putin did all he could to prevent it and stop it. It would be like Russia putting missiles at the US. Yeah, I mean, look at the Cuban Missile Crisis. That didn't go down well, did it? Didn't like that, did they? But it's all right for them to go and do it. What up, homie? Do you think we will be at war soon? I don't know who we are, so, you know, I don't know where you're coming from, Jamie. Do you speak Russian? I'm learning, a bit at a time. Kuskin Papa. Yeah, I can't read that either. Right, I caught up with the chat. I was planning on doing stuff in the sauna, but I've decided that rather than try and polish a turd with those lights, I'm just going to remake them at some point because they're crap. So yeah, I shall just remake them rather than try and do something with a load of garbage. I should just make them properly. So that's what I came out here for anyway, to do that. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me. I shall end the stream because I've got to get ready for my Russian lesson. But let me, he would be more likely to get arrested in the UK for talking about this than in Russia. Tyrone, you are absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah, absolutely correct. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to have a conversation like an adult, you can join the Telegram channel. Happy to have you. Some good people in there. Ask some questions, get some good answers, I guess. Aside from that, wherever you are in the world, have a good day. Don't worry too much. No point. If you can't change an outcome, no point in worrying about it. And if you haven't already, you need to research crypto. There you go. Here's my thoughts for the day. And I'm off to go and get some lunch. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button. Please share. Please have a look at my channel. Have a look at some of the videos. And if you've got any questions, put them in the Telegram and I'll be happy to help, if I can. UK will ban you for praying in public. Okay. See you, Chris. Have a nice evening. Thank you. Bald. Yep. I am. And? Oh, happy man. Right, let me just deal with you. Gone. Have a nice day. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.